This video covers the IGCSE Biology Objective 8.2.3 on the 2025 CAIE syllabus to outline the pathway of water from root through stem to the leaf. So let's take a look at an overview of water movement through the plant. So in the roots, we have the uptake of water and minerals. This is going to move through the root hair cells, into the root cortex cells, and into the xylem. Then the water is going to move through up the stem, which we will talk about later, and into the leaves, where it's going to enter through the vascular bundle in the xylem and then into the mesophyll cells. So let's look at the root pathway of water. So water molecules are going to be attached in a layer of film to soil particles. The root hair cells will be able to penetrate those soil particles as they grow and thus create greater surface area to increase the uptake of the water and the minerals. So let's take a look at how the water moves through this structure. Now there are some structures here, such as the red and the orange ones, that you don't have to know the names. You just need to know the order of epidermis, cortex, and xylem through the root pathway. So you don't have to worry about those other bits there. So water is going to move in to the root hair cell and the epidermal cells through the cortex and into the xylem. Water moves into the root hair cell and through the various cortex cells into the xylem, all by osmosis. So as the water particles move, they are moving from a higher water potential in the soil through the root into the xylem, down the water potential gradient. So the water molecules are constantly moving up the xylem, thereby always creating a lower water potential gradient. The minerals, of course, also are going to move into the root hair cell and into the xylem by active transport. So the minerals are always going to be pumped through the epidermis, through the cortex, and into the xylem to then move up through the xylem tube. And then we have the leaf pathway. So water is going to move up the stem in the xylem, and that process will be talked about in detail later. Once it gets into the vascular bundle in the leaf, it's then going to move by osmosis into the mesophyll cells. And then photosynthesis will happen in those cells because water is needed for photosynthesis to happen. Some of the water molecules may not be used, but they can evaporate out through the guard cells, which we have talked about already in detail when we talked about photosynthesis and that process.